Today we're doing lesson 2.7, which has to deal with dilations. So just to let you guys know, we've been dealing with transformations that deal with only congruent shapes, meaning the shape does not change in size, okay? So a dilation is a transformation where it actually changes in size. Dilation means it's either going to grow or it's going to shrink. So stretch or shrink. Just like your pupils, they dilate all the time because of light. They go in and out all the time, okay? So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you the rules on how to do dilations. And then after that, I'm going to show you some examples and we'll go from there. So the first thing is we're going to look at the transformation rules. So we're going to do all of it from the origin and also from not the origin, meaning you're going to have to dilate on points that are not on the origin, okay? So the first formula, oh, that's crazy, sweep that away, okay? So the first formula is going to be for the origin, basically meaning this is what you're going to see. So to dilate about the origin, you're going to do n, and n is your scale factor, meaning what you're going to multiply by. I'm going to take points x comma y, so every single one of those points, and that's going to be equal to the scale factor times x and the scale factor times y. So that means if I'm going to raise the dilation by a scale factor of 2, I'm going to take every single ordered pair of that shape and multiply it by n, which is the scale factor, okay? And we'll get into it on the examples, okay? So that's basically how you do it on the origin. Now we're going to look at the example of how to do it not on the origin, meaning if I asked you to dilate the shape about the point 2, 1 or something like that, you're going to do it not the origin. So dilate about n, about point C. I'm going to do x comma y, and that's going to be equal to, I got the formula right here. So here we go. So parentheses, I'm going to do n parentheses x minus h plus h, and then in parentheses y minus k plus k. So that's going to be your formula. And you're wondering, Coach, what is h and k? H and k are going to be your center of dilation. Basically meaning if it's not the origin, h and k is going to be the point that you're dilating from, okay? And we'll get in that when we get to the examples here in a second. So there's your two formulas, and we're going to use that to basically solve these examples over down here, okay? So here we go. So let's look at example number 1 here. So it says on example number 1, we need to dilate the rectangle EFGH by a scale factor of 1/2. So remember earlier I said scale factor, that means n is going to be your scale factor, which is 1/2 here. Okay, so just so you guys know, if I do anything that is in between 0 and 1, that means it's going to be a shrink. If I do anything that is greater than 1, meaning if my n value is greater than 1, then that's going to be a stretch. So in this instance, I have 1/2, that's going to be in between 0 and 1. That means it's going to be a shrink. It's going to be smaller, okay? So let's go and look at this. So we're going to dilate the rectangle EFGH by a scale factor of 1/2 about the origin. So n is going to be your scale factor. So all I have to do is take n and multiply it by every single ordered pair. So E, I'm going to take 1/2 and I'm going to multiply it by every single one of these coordinates. So I'm going to multiply it there, okay? So that means after the dilation, -8 times 1/2 is going to be -4. 6 times 1/2 is going to be 3. -2 times 1/2 is going to be -1. 6 times 1/2 is going to be 3. -2 times 1/2 is going to be -1. 3 times 1/2 is 1.5. -8 times 1/2 is -4. 3 times 1/2 is 1.5. So ladies and gentlemen, if you see these ordered pairs right here, these are going to be my primes, meaning after my dilation. So this is E prime, this is F prime, this is G prime, and this is H prime. So I'm going to go ahead and graph these so you can see the dilation as an image here. can see here pictured, this is going to be a rectangle just like the other one, but you can see it is a half size smaller, okay? Because if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the distance from there. So this is 6. 1, 2, 3, that's 3. 1, 2, 3, 1.5. So 1.5. So you can see it has dilated by a half a measure. So ladies and gentlemen, that is how you dilate about the origin. Just take the scale factor and multiply it by every single point, okay? So we're gonna dilate the triangle ABC by a scale factor of 2. So my n is 2, and about the point 42, then we're gonna name A prime, B prime, and C prime. So right now, just so y'all know, we are gonna dilate about the point 42. So I'm going over 4, I'm going up 2. So this is gonna be the ordered pair that I'm dilating about. And earlier inside our formula, that is going to be our H and K. So 4 comma 2 is gonna be our H and K for our formula here, okay? So earlier, my formula, this is what I wrote down on the not around the origin formula. So we have n, and then we have x minus h plus h. That's gonna give me my x coordinate. Then I'm gonna do n, y minus k plus k. And that's gonna give me my y coordinate. And I gotta do that for every single one of these coordinates over here, okay? So for point A, I have 3 comma 1. So now I'm just gonna plug all my information in. So right now n is gonna be 2. My x coordinate's gonna be 3. My h coordinate's gonna be 4. And my h coordinate's gonna be 4 as well. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna find my x coordinate, right? N is gonna be 2. Y is gonna be 1. My k value is gonna be 2. And then I'm adding 2 to that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna give me my y coordinate. So let's go ahead and look at this. I'm gonna solve for it. So let me go ahead and get a different color, black. Okay, so here we go. So 3 minus 4 here is gonna give me -1. 2 times -1 is gonna give me -2. -2 plus 4 is gonna give me 2. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the x coordinate for A prime, okay? So 1 minus 2 is gonna give me -1. 2 times -1 is gonna give me -2. -2 plus 2 is gonna give me 0. So what this is telling me, ladies and gentlemen, is that 2 comma 0 is going to be A prime after the dilation about 4, 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and just write that over here so we can have it. So A prime is going to be 2 comma 0 after the dilation, okay? So now I'm gonna take that same formula and I'm gonna do it for B prime, or for B as well. So here we go, so let me look over here. So B, so N again is 2. My x coordinate over there is 5. My h coordinate's 4. And then my h coordinate's 4. N is 2. Y is 6. My k is 2. And my k is 2. So now all I have to do is solve for each one of these to get my x and y coordinate. So 5 minus 4 is going to give me 1. 2 times 1 is going to give me 2. 2 plus 4 is going to give you 6. Okay? 6 minus 2 is going to give you 4. 2 times 4 is going to give you 8. 8 plus 2 is going to give you 10. So what this means is 6 comma 10 is going to be your ordered pair for B prime. So B prime is going to be 6 comma 10. And then lastly, I got to do C prime. So I'm doing the same thing all over again, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So for C, it looks like I'm at 7, 1. So C is sitting at 7 comma 1. So here we go. Again, N is 2. X is going to be 7. H is going to be 4. H again is 4. N is 2. Y is 1. K is 2. K is 2. So now all I have to do is solve for each one of these, right? 7 minus 4 gives me 3. 2 times 3 gives me 6. 6 plus 4 gives me 10. 1 minus 2 gives me -1. 2 times -1 is going to give me -2. -2 plus 2 gives you 0. So the ordered pair of the dilation from that is going to be 10 comma 0. So C prime should be 10 comma 0. So ladies and gentlemen, that is how we take the ordered pairs and we dilate it by a scale factor of 2 from the point 42. And if you look, that's actually going to expand my point and make it bigger. So number 3, right? It says we need to dilate the triangle XYZ by a scale factor of 1/2 about the point -3, 1. Okay? So again, my n value is going to be 1/2, and then my h and k here is going to be -3 comma 1. So this is my h and k because that's my center. So -3 positive 1 is going to be my h and k there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and write down the points for x, y, and z. So put it all through the formula for each one of these. So I'm going to move over here and I'm going to do it right here. Okay, so here we go. So earlier I did it. My formula was n, then I'm going to do x minus h plus h. Then I'm going to do plus n y minus k plus k. I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to solve for each one of these to get my x and y coordinate. So here we go. So it looks like I'm going to do x first. So for x, my n value is 1/2. My x value for x is going to be 1 minus h, which is going to be -3, plus h again, which is -3, then comma, there should be a comma here. Then I'm going to do 1/2 of y. My y coordinate of x is -3, minus k, which is 1, plus k, which is 1. And so I'm going to solve for each one of these. So let's go ahead and do it. So let me switch over to a different color. All right, so here we go. Double negative is going to give me plus. 1 plus 3 is going to give me 4. 1/2 of 4 is going to give me 2. 2 plus -3 is going to give me -1. -3 minus 1 is going to give me -4. Wow. 1/2 of -4 is going to give me -2. -2 plus 1 is going to give me -1. So ladies and gentlemen, the ordered pair for x prime is going to be -1 comma -1. Okay? So now I'm going to do the same thing with y. So y is going to be 7 comma 1. So my n value is 1/2. My x value is 7. My h value is going to be -3 plus -3, which is my h value. Okay? So n is going to be 1/2. My y value is going to be 1 minus k, which is 1, plus k, which is going to be 1 as well. All right, so here we go. Let's solve for this. So double negative is going to give me plus. 7 plus 3 is going to give me 10. 1/2 of 10 is going to give me 5. 5 plus -3 is going to give me 2. 1 minus 1 is actually going to give me 0. 0 times 1/2 is going to give me 0. 0 plus 1 is going to give me 1. So the ordered pair for y prime is going to be 2, 1. Okay? And then lastly, right here, I'm going to do point z here, down here. Do the same exact thing one more time. So I have 1/2 of x, which is 4, minus h, which is going to be -3, plus h, which is -3. Okay, so I'm just going to put -3. N, which is 1/2, y, which is going to be -6, minus k, which is 1, plus k, which is 1. Okay, so double negative here is going to give you plus, so that's 7. 1/2 of 7 is going to give you 3.5. 3.5 minus 3 is going to give you 0.5. Okay? -1 minus, -6 minus 1 is going to give you -7. 1/2 of -7 is going to give you -3.5. Plus 1 is going to give you -2.5. So ladies and gentlemen, the ordered pair for z prime is going to be 0.5 and then -2.5. Okay? okay? And what I'm actually gonna do now is I'm actually gonna plot these to show you that it was actually a shrink here. Let's hope I did this correctly, okay? So x prime is -1, -1, okay? 2, 1, so I'm going 2, +1, okay? And then z is gonna be -0.5, -2.5, which is 0.5, okay? And so, ladies and gentlemen, you can see I've actually made a smaller triangle. And if you look here, I'm going to show you we did it about the origin, which is going to be the -3, 1. And I'm going to show you because look, there's a line that goes through each one of these that connect it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your 1/2 scale factor from that shape. Okay? Good luck on your skill check.